Porsha Williams is the guest co-host on this week's episodes of The Breakfast Club, okay? Morning show. I think she's doing a great job. She has a personality for radio. She has a voice for radio. You guys know that she used to be on Dish Nation. She left Dish Nation to do other things, and she's back for a little stint. Perfectly fine. Now, the conversation was about they were doing their rumor report, and Porsha was reading about Angela Yee on the Tamron Hall show. Everybody was talking about this. This was circulating on the blogs. Now, I thought that I could play this, but I can't because they're playing the instrumental to Biggie's Who Shot You in the background, and we're not trying to get this taken down by YouTube. So basically, I'll give you the short version. So Porsha Williams, she spoke on her experience on Tamron Hall. Now, before I get to that, let me tell you why I'm annoyed with Porsha Williams. Now, I do like Porsha. I know a lot of people don't like Porsha. Okay, they call her a home wrecker and all types of Delilah, Jezebel, all types of, I get it. But I do like Porsha. But I am going to call you out, Porsha. Angela Yee misspoke, but what she basically was trying to say was, when she was on the Tamron Hall show, Angela Yee said that she was the only woman in the studio, right? It's kind of like Breakfast Club was kind of like a boys club with DJ Envy and Charlemagne in the studio. Sometimes she didn't feel like she had anyone to piggyback off of when it came to certain topics, right? And I don't know why everybody act like they didn't know what she meant. DJ Envy started saying that the CEO or whoever, the director is a woman and this person is a woman. We know what Angela Yee meant, all right? She misspoke, she corrected herself. But of course, people don't ever care about looking for the actual truth. They just want sound bites and clips and they go off of that. Porsha stated that when she arrived at the studio, she said she doesn't understand why Angela Yee would say that, because she was greeted by a woman and she felt welcome and there's plenty of women here. First of all, why are you trying to invalidate what it is that Angela Yee said? How can you compare Angela Yee's experience on and off the rip, behind the scenes and on the radio for several years, to you showing up for work on a Monday morning for one day? That irritated me. So I don't know if she has like any static for Angela Yee and she's trying to mask it. You know how people do. Anyway, Porsha goes on to say that she felt attacked by Tamron Hall when she was on the Tamron Hall show. She said she didn't feel welcomed when she was on the Tamron Hall show. She felt attacked. Okay, this was back in 2021 when Porsha by herself was on the Tamron Hall show, and she spoke to Porsha about her book. You know, Porsha had a book that came out, and a lot of people were talking negatively about Porsha, about her being engaged to Simon, who was the husband of one of her cast members, and she was at the cast member's house, and it just didn't look good. So it's kind of like you taking your friend's man. You know what I mean? Even though her and what's the girl name? What is the girl name? It'll come to me. Whatever her name is. Her and Porsha weren't friends, but still on the show, she was a cast member on the show, and Porsha was around her, around Simon, and now all of a sudden you engaged to Simon. It just looks weird, right? Here's what Porsha needs to understand. Tamron Hall is not your good girlfriend and y'all sitting down at the kitchen table for a kiki. You are on the Tamron Hall show. Tamron Hall is a journalist by trade. She's an absolute professional and she got skin in the game, okay? She's not going to pacify you like reality TV does. This is not a reality TV scene where you're kind of coached and it's scripted. She is going to ask you the questions that she and the public want to know. You have to know, Porsha, that you being engaged to Simon looked crazy. It looked crazy, whether you want to accept it or not, whether you are in love with him or not. It looked crazy. And if you're going to deny the fact that it looked crazy, then you're even more naive than I thought. You are way more naive than I thought. This scene, the next scene, Porsha was asked about dating Simon, okay? Because she was engaged to him at the time. They're married now. So Tamron Hall says, "What do you mean you're dating? You're engaged." She was like, "Oh, I still," because she asked her, "When is the wedding date? Did you guys set a date?" "No, we're still dating." Tamron Hall was like, "What do you mean you're still dating? You're engaged." She was like, "We try to keep the spark and romance." She's like, "You don't date your husband?" Tamron Hall said, "No, we're married." Tamron Hall is looking at this from a mature woman's perspective. Porsha is looking at this from a sounds good for TV, looks good for reality TV, fairy tale perspective. So this is why Porsha said that she did not feel welcomed on Tamron Hall's show and she felt attacked. No, Porsha, you weren't attacked. I don't understand why everybody doesn't have to agree with what you do, right? And Tamron Hall may have come off that what you're doing doesn't make sense. That's fine. But here's the problem. You see, when you're not confident and strong in your ish, anything that somebody asks you, which is a valid question, you're gonna be offended by. Because you know that it looks crazy, Porsha. But you just don't like the fact that anybody is calling you out on it. Tamron Hall had Tamar Braxton in that chair too. And she asked her straightforward questions. And I love every minute of it. So I don't like the fact that Porsha used the word she felt attacked. Tamron Hall was not attacking you. And let's not act like when you use the word attack, aggressive as it pertains to a black woman, let's not act like it doesn't have a negative connotation. It does. Tamron Hall wasn't attacking you, in my opinion anyway. I can't tell Porsha how to feel. I don't think it was an attack. It's called journalism. A lot of people are used to foolishness and nonsense and fake-ish, that when a journalist actually asks questions, valid questions, that you should be able to explain because this is your life. You're so confident in it, right? You look at it as being attacked. I didn't gather attacks from Tamron Hall. I actually respect and like Tamron Hall. The very same way that Tamron Hall interviews is the very same way that Barbara Walters used to interview. You guys love Barbara Walters. Oh, Barbara Walters is the GOAT. Barbara Walters is the best. It's called journalism. And I think Tamron Hall is deserving of way more respect than saying that, oh, I felt attacked. Charlemagne even said that he feels that Tamron Hall is trying to fill the void of Wendy Williams because Wendy Williams is no longer on television. And I said to myself, you see, this guy, Charlemagne is a clown for that. You had Tamron Hall sitting in your studio. You interviewed her. Why didn't you have that same energy or ask her anything like that when she was in the studio, if that's how you felt? Tamron Hall is not Wendy Williams, and Wendy Williams is not Tamron Hall. I think Tamron Hall is deserving of way more respect than that. So I can't tell Porsha how to feel. I just feel like sometimes when people don't want to be held accountable for their actions, they default to, I feel attacked. I feel attacked. Somebody asking you a question about your life, you feel attacked? What you come on the show for? To trade cookie recipes? Yeah, you can miss me with that, Porsha. You guys let me know what you think if you saw the clip. It's on the Shade Room. You can go to the Breakfast Club and see the whole show and see the interview and let me know what you think. All right?